Hey, what up, chat? Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. How you doing? It's the Monday before Christmas. How's it going, everybody? Mike, what's going on? Skylon, Jacob, Jim Carey, thanks for stopping by, Jim. Dino, what's going on? Riley, Dre, Beatsville, Miguel, Grizz, Ken, how y'all doing? What up? What up? All right. Boggs, Zaddy, what up? Eddie, how you doing? All right. What up, Sakura? How you doing, Lurie? Good morning. Saskidabur. What's going on? GTYL, how you doing? Golden, what up? Eddie says, my in-laws have no respect for market open. They're just starting to wake up, so I gotta make breakfast. Boo. Boo. How do your in-laws feel about being booed? My wife hates it. Speaking of my wife, what's up? Rachel says Surf Party USA. What up, Fufu? What up, Daytona? How you doing? All right. To me, I was just looking at NASDAQ earlier. Seems very probable that we come into this. Look at all this rejection we had. Let's see. This is the 8th, the 7th, 8th, the 10th, and the 11th. It seems probable that we might tap into there if we can get a little bit of momentum from the bulls there. We do have a nice gap up. We closed out on Friday around 25,600, and we're at, about 175 points up from there. So we might just keep plugging away, but we did form a few demand zones on the way up. So I have a 2-hour and a 4-hour to check for, buyers on pullbacks. What up, Trent? How you doing? Gap and go? Yeah, maybe. Excuse me. Still got the sniffles. Still a little congested, as you can hear. But it's getting better. All right. What is this trend line here? Let's see. Let's see what this trend line's all about. It looks pretty steep. Okay. I don't imagine I need this trend line anymore. Thought you weren't trading till after Christmas? I never said such things. I said I would trade till the 23rd, probably. Maybe you're thinking of a lot of other people are done for the year. Good Jungle, what up? Jared Jones, what up? There's Jizu. I didn't really identify anything great in terms of Jizus, but probably between these demand zones here. Let's go ahead and mark out a Jizu here. Yeah, there we go. This one right here is going to be our Jizu. There we go. Let's have a good one.
This is all wet and slick and it's ready to go.
Got that payout. Yep. Grabbed a little over $1,000. I think it was 1061 or something. Okay, Lucid. Let's talk about them real quick. That's who I locked in the payout with. Here's the dashboard. I submitted the payout Friday after it calculated my P&L for the day. So Friday I submit the payout. Actually, let me just pull it. Maybe this is better. Let me pull this up here. All right, so market's down, market's up. Miguel got that dip. Nice job. Amit, what up? 69.18. Great entry, Miguel. Terrific. All right, real quick. Here's the payout. So this December 19th at 4:54 p.m., I sent the payout request. It's received, now pending. 4:54, the same minute, the payout's approved, right? So instant approval. Next email, 1 minute later, your payout is officially complete. Attaches your certificate, 1061. Next email, this is 4:54 again, 4:54 p.m. Payment's been sent. They take it's a 90-10 split, so I got 90% of that, 954. And now so within like a minute and a half, it hit my bank, and it actually went to, I connected via Plaid. And so literally I opened up my Chase account, and it was literally in my Chase account like that minute. So it's the fastest payout I've ever seen. Very frictionless. Now, that's all well and good. The downside is my drawdown's now locked at 50,100. So that means I have about $900 of drawdown. All right. That's where I'm at with this. That's the deal. Good stuff. I'm going to start off cross trading. Micros, if I see anything. No, Jacob. This is their newer Flex accounts. So they got rid of the buffer with the Flex program. So Flex, also, I think Tradeify came out with something similar around the same time. But Lucid Flex is a 2-day minimum pass in the eval, whereas the other ones were 1-day pass. But it's no buffer. And there are payout caps, like tighter payout caps. But it's very achievable. You know, it took me 2 weeks to get that payout. 2 trading weeks. Here's down to VWAP. Wow, that's a nice flush. Great bounce at VWAP here, potential. And then the Jizu's right below that. What's up, Nikhil? How you doing? Trav Dog, what's going on? Thanks, Ken. Yeah, it's very nice. Here's the Jizu. Jizu hit. Jizu hit. Well, I don't think you missed out on much there, Froggy. Nice flush through VWAP up there. New Jersey's calling. It's probably Carmine. So 25,700 Jizu. A little dip under VWAP. But that Jizu, right now it's money. But let's see if we actually get some sustained buying to move away from there. These candles are very large. I keep having to double check that I'm on the 1 minute chart. It feels large anyways. What is this? Why isn't it telling me the measure of that move? Come on. I don't know. Back into forward demand here. That's not getting the juice from the buyers yet. Did you say money? What a money. So yeah, the open price, I marked it on the chart here, 12.21 open, Sunday 12.21 open, down here around 6.35. Gonna get it back above VWAP here. Right now it's a VWAP projection. Katz says, in the wake of last night's performance against my Lions, I find myself wishing the Steelers nothing but a swift and calamitous exit from the postseason. Also, good day. Yeah, that was brutal. I felt bad for Lions fans there at the end because just the emotional roller coaster of that. Like, I knew what the ref was saying because, offensive penalty, you're not going to replay the down when time's expired. Defensive penalty, you are. But man, he didn't really say it correctly. He shouldn't have even have mentioned the touchdown first. He should have just gone straight to the offensive pass interference. That was brutal for you guys. I definitely felt like, man, that's gotta suck to like feel that, to see how it all played out. That was wild ending. Such a wild ending. But I obviously was pleased as punch, but yeah, being on the other end of that stick though, man, that was brutal. That was brutal. Yeah, Pittsburgh actually, they look pretty good again in a lot of ways. They're so hit or miss. They're very like, sometimes they play a complete garbage and they have terrible offensive play calling. And last few weeks though, they've been really kind of getting it together. But looks a little bearish right now, even though we're seeing these little wicks here at 4-hour demand. This little bear flag under VWAP's not inspiring any confidence. How about Drake May? I didn't really watch a whole lot of that game. I saw that that was like the one time I was rooting for the Patriots. I hate the Patriots and the Ravens are probably my two least favorite teams in the entire league. But I of course had to root against the Ravens more than anything. So I was glad to see Patriots pull it out. It was like a top tick stop out for the Lions. It was nuts, man. There's been some crazy games lately. ES is coming into VWAP here too, so heads up. Like if you're short NASDAQ, just know that, well, we have demand and we do have ES at VWAP, so even though it does look bearish, it might take us a second to crack. I will say, if we're talking football though, American football, of course, man, my fantasy team, the guy I'm playing against has a pretty stacked team. He had like Puka Nacua, JSN. And so after the Thursday night games, he's got 60 points on me already. Before my guys even played. I was a dog going into the games on Sunday, but my guys went to work. Now I'm up 21 points going into Monday Night Football. My opponent has Christian McCaffrey. I have 49ers defense. So it all comes down to this. I need McCaffrey to score. I need 49ers defense to not go negative. I need McCaffrey to score under 21 points, ideally. Are you a Chicagoland Steelers fan like me? Yeah, I am. You're a Colts fan, a Twinkie? Imagine how I feel. Yeah, my whole family's Colts fans too. I'm the black and gold sheep in the family. Sorry for everyone else who doesn't give an F about American football. But man, it's getting pretty exciting. All right, let's see if we can get the crack here. Yeah, the thing is, though, I have the Steelers defense, and they've been all right. And so I've put them on the bench against the Lions, though. I talked about this on stream. I asked chat if I should play 49ers over Steelers. The consensus was yes. But Steelers defense, I think they scored 8 points or so. So I kind of wish I would have played them. Just it's always sketchy going into the last game with a defense. They can go in the negative pretty easily. Now against the Colts and Phillip Rivers, hopefully not. Rachel says, I love American football. She's talking about the band, not the sport, definitely. For the uninitiated. Go Giants. Man, Giants have had a hard season, haven't they? Scalping was fun to watch before he got hurt. It's a wrecking ball. Well, I'm not seeing any buyers show up at any of these zones yet. So getting through VWAP here. I think we're going to retest the open. Maybe, we could fill that gap even. It's not a crazy gap. It's just, 30, 35 points or so. Giants have had a hard decade, yeah. That's true. They've been kind of hot garbage for, what? Since Manning retired, have they been good? I don't know. Again, as someone who has to always root against the Patriots, I love seeing the Giants win that Super Bowl in 07, 08. I guess it was in winter of 08. That was fun. You guys subscribing? For what? What was my controversial take? Oh, because I root against the Patriots. Yeah, that's fine. I understand. Vic, what up? Another Steelers fan? All right, man. How about that game yesterday? Yo, when I can't believe when Boswell missed that field goal. I'm like, oh, okay. Like our defense was kind of giving up a lot of plays in the fourth quarter. So when Boswell misses that field goal, which is like a gimme for Boswell, like that's like a sure thing pretty much. I'm like, oh shoot, we're screwed. But, a lot of back and forth on that last drive emotionally. What was my favorite era of football? Probably mid 2000s. Going from the Cowher era to the Tomlin era in Steelers football. When the Steelers had Big Ben and Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell and Troy Polamalu, when all those guys were healthy, it was the funnest to watch. When I saw that Metcalf thing, I'm like, oh, he's getting suspended for sure. It seemed more like an open hand jab and it seemed like he kind of missed. Either way, you can't do that, dude. You gotta be smarter than the fans just trying to get under your skin, dude. You can't let that happen. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's suspended. That was a bonehead play. But ideally, he gets suspended. Like the next game, I don't think that matters so much. Does the Ravens game? I think the Ravens game still matters, right? But the Ravens still have to win out. probably. So, yeah. Peyton Manning era was tough for me. Yeah, see, I you know, even though I'm from Indy, I was not a Colts fan. I did not like Peyton Manning. Who's obviously extraordinary, but I just didn't like him. Grizz, I see you. Sweatshirt weather today. Not where I'm at, boy. It's 33 degrees. Yes, back above VWAP now. Sorry for all the nonsense chatter, but we've just been chopping around right under here. Not a whole lot to do just yet, but if we can reclaim VWAP here on NAS, you know, we could see a little bit of a bounce. Are you trading on Friday? No, I'm not. Okay, Ravens don't control their destiny. Yeah, they really needed to win. I think the Ravens really needed to win out, and Steelers needed to lose some for it to really come down to the last matchup between them and the Steelers. Now I'm unsubscribing. Yeah, dude. Peyton Manning, look, he didn't. He can't scramble, which is fine. Big Ben couldn't scramble either. Really. But he would like fall down, like he would avoid. I mean, I'm sure he's like just trying not to get injured, but that dude would fall down as soon as like a defensive end got near him. What's up, Zach Trader? Guess who I am from the Discord? New YouTube name? Is it Manifest? No, you have a different thumbnail on Discord. Stretch. Is it Stretch? Legendary Stretch. What's your plan for the next year? Friggin' crush. Okay, first of all, my plan is to become more disciplined. So, right now, trading after like 11 a.m. gets me into trouble most times. Sometimes I scalp back from red to green. Most times I blow accounts. So I really want to set a hard rule to not trade past 11 a.m. just to shut it all down, no matter what. I think if I just did that every day, I'm definitely better off. I'm also thinking about treating props a little bit more like maybe more like a specific strategy that people do. You know, let's say you spend $10,000 to make $20,000. You're making $10,000 a month instead of like maybe, you know, what I'm doing if I make $1,000 a month. You know, like I think I'd rather spend 10 to make 20 than spend, you know, 1,000 to make 2,000, right? Just for example. So I might go more aggressive with that route. I'm going to trade my personal account more. Try to build that up. Take some, maybe get it to a spot where I just, you know, take payouts from it, you know, every day if I'm up. Something like that. Danny's still going to come over for Christmas. Oh, I didn't tell you. Hey, didn't book the flights. Not enough people were using my code, so I couldn't afford it, man. Sorry. Treat props like Alpine treats them. Yeah, exactly. When did you realize that trading was a probabilities game? I mean, kind of from the get-go. You know, if you have a poker background, you kind of understand. You have like a good understanding of using probabilities and finding their moments to attack, when to put risk on. When there's a trade that just, you know, mathematically makes sense to do X regardless of the outcome. You know, poker, there's like mathematically correct decisions to make, even if you lose the hand, you still played it correctly. Use your code for a Lucid Motorwave account. Merry Christmas. Bradley, thank you for supporting the channel and the website. Best of luck with the Lucid account. I just got that Lucid payout, and it was fast, and it was sweet. Lucid keeps doing what they're doing, they're gonna rise to the top, cream of the crop. Having any issue with MotoWave? Not right now. I fixed the data lag issue thanks to, I think it was Andrew in chat who told me what to do. There's a fix you need to do. Make sure you're not trading rhythmic beta, essentially. I like the longs here for the most part. Holding VWAP here. I was right. It is you manifest. All right, nice. Pretty good, aren't I? Pretty good. All right. Why'd you make a green zone there? That's a Jizu. That's just a textbook Jizu. I did it on stream. If you want to rewind, but maybe what's the cleanest? So Jizus are usually just support, turn resistance. Well, actually no, resistance turn support for a Jizu. So this one's not too major, but it coincided with a 4-hour demand and 700 psych level. So I like it when it's a confluence of levels like that. And obviously we swept under it. But then back above VWAP here. This VWAP hold here. Best entry for the long. For how I would trade. What do you think of volume? I'm not even looking at volume, to be honest. I mean, looking at ES, to me, not that great. A lot of mixed overlapping candles here. Not anything to write home about here. Like even this long idea, I don't, it's not the cleanest. It's not the cleanest price action right now. That's why I spent so much time talking about football instead. How much was the payout? Is $1,061 on one account. You actually get money when you use your code? Yeah, I do. I do. It does help pay the bills, depending. Definitely helps with website, keeping that up to date. Look, over the weekend, I added Trustpilot scores. You can now sort the table by, the most trustworthy according to Trustpilot. Can you? Maybe the sort's being weird. I'll work on that, but oh, there we go. Oh, you have to turn Gorilla rankings off. Turn Gorilla rankings off, and then you can sort by scores. And what I'm gonna do, maybe you can see this, maybe you can't. You can pull it up on your own computer. As I update the scores over time, this little arrow will show you if it's trending down, the score, or if it's trending up. Right, so Apex was a 4.5. More reviews came in. They're now 4.4. Their score is trending down. But how trustworthy is Trustpilot? I agree. That's why I didn't add this from the get-go. But I think there's still value in it. And so if you don't care about Trustpilot, that's fine. Or you don't trust it, fine. I'm not gonna argue with that. And then I'm also supposed to be active now. Maybe I didn't push it live, but I do have it where you could click on the score here on the firm page, and it'll link you to their page. How often do you update the scores? Well, I just added it, so I don't know how often they change because I don't. It's not something I track. So maybe once a week or something. Maybe once every 2 weeks. I'm not sure. It just depends on if I do it once a week and nothing really changes, I'm not going to check it every week. But if I do it and there's a lot of new reviews and a lot of scores changing, then I'll do it weekly. Or I can maybe find a way to automate it. If I can find a way to automate it, then obviously I can have it run every day. So long's working out okay here. OMG, that's slick ass. You're right about that, Rachel. It is slick ass. When people have things they want me to add to the site, if it makes sense to me and other people want it, I try to do it. So Trustpilot was something that a few people had mentioned. So make Parsh do it hourly. All right. I don't love anything still. If anything, I'll lean on the long side after that sweep in the Jizu back above VWAP. Look for long somewhere, but I'm not in a trade, no. Why did you think I was in a trade? That's the question. I'm just sitting here so nicely. I'm not in any trade. Here, I'm kind of eyeing the long. I don't know if I really want to. I don't love the price action that much. I do think it would work. I don't know if I feel like putting risk on for that trade though. I did take a trade in the overnight on my personal account. I posted it in Discord. It was really clean. I bought at 1 hour demand and then held to 700. Oh, you said long's working out here. Yeah, it's just because I mentioned a long trade looked decent, so long's working out, but I'm not in it. Could also pull up my Perdia account on Trade-of-8. Clawing myself out of the hole I dug for myself. So had a nice day on Friday. I'm at $1,800 positive balance on Perdia. No trades yet today on this one. So I think the way Perdia works, I'm new to them in general. You need to trade for 10 trading days. You need to have 5 consistent days. You need to hit the profit target. My profit target is $3,000. So I've hit 5 out of 5 consistent days. I've traded 9 out of 10 days, and I still need to make $1,200. I think once that happens, I think I get moved into an actual live account. I think it's kind of like the features desk there. So then I could take like daily payouts kind of thing, you know? How does Lucid drawdown work on Flex? Do you have to build up a cushion before payout? You don't have to build up a cushion. You just need the 5 days of $150 or more. After payout, it locks at your starting balance plus $100. So my starting balance is $50,000. I made 5 days of over $150. I took out 50% of the balance, which was $1,061. My account balance is $51,061. My minimum balance is now set to $50,100. So I need to make another 5 days of $150, and I can take another payout. Trying a short from 25,754. I'm bullish, but this move feels weak for now. Good luck. Good luck. I won't talk you out of anything. Damn, Miguel. That's why I'm not gonna be like, you know, if I went along that and you're saying short, there's no way I'm long. There's no way I'm getting in a trade. Great read. Great read. Can't wait to buy Miguel's course, guys. Honestly. Dude's a monster. That's the best part about live streaming is getting to hang out with traders who are better than you for free. Dude's a monster. 754. He's such a sniper with his entries. That is such a Miguel entry, bro. Down to VWAP, 35 points. Well done. Freaking beast, man. Freaking beast. Great trade. Just a slick ass entry. I want Miguel's course on entries. He has the most sniper entries I've seen in chat. All right. Can VWAP hold here? I might grab a long. I want to know if Miguel's out of his trade. Longs look all right, though. I'll try it here. 3 micros. Not risking a whole lot. Give it to 708. I want to be Miguel when I grow up. Yeah, right. All right, back at VWAP here. Problem is, you know, we could get ES could get a nice move to VWAP here. Stop me out. Put a nice little higher low here and then move higher. I might bail on this one. Ooh, that was a shitty fill. Oh, it's fucking terrible. Did you see that? That was 4 points of slippage there. 4 points of slippage. That's fucking terrible. That's all right. What's up, Makanko? How you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. Man, that fill kind of pissed me off. That was really, really gross. 4 points of slippage is pretty. It's kind of a lot. Might bounce from here, says Miguel. Well, you heard the man. Let's pile in long. I'm just kidding. It's not a signal. So yeah, again, I'm watching to see if ES does want to do a VWAP retest. That'll put us, probably just under 700 on NAS, around 700 maybe. And that might be a better entry for that move back up. So I do want to see if it's going to come into VWAP before I try a long again. Market needs to stop hunting Dan to go up. Yeah, dude, they love my sim orders. They just can't get enough of them. Give me more. More sim. All right, there's VWAP, by the way. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this to hold. Let's try it here in Perdia. $89 stop. We be here tomorrow? Yeah, planning to be here tomorrow. Tom, what's up, Tom? Made like 40 trades this morning. 388 was a struggle for sure. It's a lot of trades, and this price action is not so super clean. Might be a fake out of trap shorts. I hope so. Right around 700. I haven't heard your dog snoring for quite some time now. The sound brings back memories. Yeah, they're both just sawing wood back there. Very, very loud snoring. Stops 89. Okay, stopped. 515 in the red. We'll let this see what happens at the lows, and we'll let it play out here. How about the woodpecker part? I haven't heard a lot of the woodpecker lately. Probably flew south for the winter. Nice trade, JR. Nice trade. So I'll try this again. If we get bounce here, I'll try this again for the long. If not, maybe we do get to retest that Sunday open. We do have the gap fill down to 600, 80, 90 points away right now. So wait and see what happens here at the lows. He made a burrow in your house already. That's why you don't hear him. Well, he still needs to eat. Is that what's behind my bookshelf? I hear something back there. Okay. About what, 10 points from new lows on NASDAQ? You're long from 684. All right, Miguel, good luck. I have a hard time trusting this. I do like long still off the lows. No tuck races today, no. Grizz, have a good workout. See, let's see, what is that? Cadence? Hey man, I'm very new to this. Just learned some basic things like, yeah, okay. Charles and Liquid. What do you recommend I do from here? Well, I don't trade all that shit. But if it helps you be able to start to understand price action, that's good. So what we want to do is be able to identify your entries and exits, you know, so you don't watch price action and whatever strategy you want to learn or are learning, you know, load up paper account, simulated trades, try putting some trades on based off what you've learned, see how that works out. The thing is, you know, obviously that's not going to simulate the emotion you feel when you're in a trade with real money on the line, but it's a good place to start. Oh, there's VWAP on ES there. retest. Got my finger on the buy button here. I guess you can't see it. Just been hovering over this buy button for a while, but I haven't really seen a whole lot to get me in this trade yet. I like the location. Anyone have an alternate option for VWAP on top since they anchor theirs? Well, VWAP's always anchored somewhere. The one on top step works. You just got to zoom out to the beginning of futures reopen. So on Sunday evening, that's where it should anchor to. So zoom out, so it's anchored there. That's how I have mine anchored in Motive Wave. Any buyers showing up yet? Come on. Yeah, any web-based browser, just like zoom out to make sure VWAP's anchoring correctly. Okay. Come on. There we go. That's like some signs of life there above VWAP. I'll try it here at 700. Doc's talking right now. If you care, why would I care? Irrelevant to me. Yeah, I'm not seeing enough juice here. Come on, look alive. Chris just went to the gym. Parshov, he's like out for the holidays, I think. I don't think he's coming back until later, after Christmas, etc. I might just hop out of this guy here. All right, out of this one for $300, $275, something like that. Might have been a mistake, but I'm just not seeing enough interest from buyers here. This long idea. We were talking about bear trap earlier. I mean, maybe this is a bull trap down here. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything to really, other than location, you know, buying the lows, potential double bottom here. I don't know. Obviously, regretting the exit. Yeah, dude, I don't care if Patak's talking on Tops Up TV. I assume he does that every day. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, okay. Regretting that exit, for sure. I was losing confidence in it and didn't really want to take a full-size loss, so that's why I treated it the way I did. All right. Right at VWAP here. ES is looking all right here. Let's continue higher. I want to make sure that it's not just gonna like hit a trend line or something and move off of it. So see what happens here at V1. Maybe a little pullback to 700 again before we move higher. Turbo, you have a TBT Pro account and the intraday trailing drawdown is insane. It's also unrealized P&L. Yeah, I mean, almost every intraday trailing drawdown is going to be unrealized. The one that I know is not is Funded Futures Network. Their intraday realized drawdown, which is different. But yeah, it's definitely challenging to do intraday trailing realized because it's changing the game of trading, honestly. Like real trading is not like that, obviously. So it's developed. Some evil prop firm CEO devised that rule to really screw over people. I don't know who invented that idea. Like, it seems like an Apex kind of thing. Maybe it's from Forex. I don't know, but that's just a nasty little gotcha, if you ask me. All right, so far, V1 projection through 700. I was hoping to see 700 hold here. Could be a bull trap, honestly, like I mentioned. Could be a bull trap. If 700 holds, I think I would try to log one more time. Excuse me. So much congestion. I hate talking with this stuffy nose like that. Akil, you got your first prop from trading account in Lucid. All right, man. I think you're a little green to be trading prop firms, to be honest. Not as like a, not trying to sound mean or anything. I just don't want you to lose money, and I don't want you getting this cycle of resetting and just trying to get a payout. I think just learn trading, pure trading for now. That's my advice. Yeah, isn't that crazy, Turbo? Isn't that just a crazy concept? Compared to a personal account, you're like, what the hell? Like, I'm doing fine. Why am I being punished for doing fine? Nice test of view up there and hold on ES. NASDAQ's not getting the lift, though, yet. Any special meaning behind the name Generation Lost? It's not so special. All right, back at 700. 700. For the experience, what's up? Past the 50K MFFU today? Nice. GG's. All right. When did you start trading prop firms? I think it's best for the intermediate trader, someone who has a few years experience. I think if you're an advanced trader, an expert trader, you don't need prop firms unless you're just good at playing the game. Most experienced traders will just find that trading their own account makes the most sense. And beginners are going to find prop firms probably more challenging. In my opinion, it's more challenging than trading your own money because there's additional rules and it puts a psychological pressure on you. At least I'll speak for myself. It does me. When you're like, oh, I need 5 days, $150 to get a payout. Okay, let me force a trade today to make my $150. Whereas on your personal account, it's not like you got to do this, you got to do that. No, it's just like grow the account over time, whenever you want, however you want. So I think there's a sweet spot that prop firms are good for. A sweet spot in terms of traders' experience and how they trade. Yeah, if you're above the buffer on Take Profit Trader, you're good. The trailing drawdown will lock. What app is this? This is MotiveWave. MotiveWave is my favorite platform. I've been using it for a couple years now because it runs on a Mac, runs on a PC, both very well. It has a lot of order flow tools, etc. If you want to trade MotiveWave, normally have to pay for a license. You can get it through Edge Clear, that brokerage. They have their version of it called Edge Pro X. It's $35 a month. Or you could do something like trade Lucid. If you trade Lucid Trading, that prop firm, they'll give you a license to MotiveWave. I'm not entirely sure what version of MotiveWave it is. Have to look. But anyways, yeah, that's MotiveWave. I actually traded crypto and Indian stocks for about a year in the past. All right, well, Nikhil, I wish you the best of luck. Why don't you use order flow and MotiveWave? That's what the heat map is. The heat map is order flow. All right, there might be a long here. I am just a little cautious. I do still feel like it could be a bull trap, but if ES is looking all right, getting above this little potential trend line here, maybe NAS can get the pop through VWAP here. You see short? Yeah, that's completely reasonable. If you look at NASDAQ, okay, we're unable to even get back above VWAP right now. Let's move lower. Let's go fill that gap, you know? So I don't want to marry the long side here at all. And if ES rejects, I think shorts are on the table for sure. I should probably open up VIX. See what VIX is doing. VIX is chilling at the lows. That's not what I really wanted to see for the short. I want to see VIX be like ticking higher or something. Well, I'm gonna try the long here. Scaling in, Miguel. You're scaling into your long. I want to make sure I'm not trading against Miguel. Nice recovery there, Riley. Does this need more room? Should I give it a few more points of room here? Give it to 80 again. I don't trust this, the way the tape's speeding up like that. Okay, stopped out there. There's a pretty solid divergence here between the two. In case you're not paying attention to that. Pretty solid divergence. Okay. Sunday Open, again, not so far away. About 50 points. You know what they say, Riley? There's nothing worse than getting rewarded for breaking your rules because then it reinforces a bad habit. But yeah, as long as you recognize that and make an effort to avoid that in the future, you're good. Well, pretty dull trading here. Market's been open for an hour. Thing is, like, see that trend line I drew? Like, this could lead to some consolidation and some sweeps lower before the move higher, if we do get a move higher. It is possible. We just, I think so right now, what I think the most plausible thing is just going to be a fake out before the move, and either way, that's my thought. Is the initial move might get reversed and we actually go the other way. So that's what I'll watch for. So for instance, if we get like a push down, maybe to 60s, I'm not just going to be like hopping in short. You know, I want to see if that's going to get reversed first. Same for the upside. You know, if we start to break out above this trend line, maybe even above 700, I kind of want to hold off and see if it gets smacked down and just look for whatever's going to trap people, you know? I want to look for the trickier play to play out. So let's see. Because location-wise, yeah, I think longs, that makes sense. I do think it needs to be smaller size and a wider stop and just be very patient and wait for that eventual breakout. Could be like 20, 30 minutes. It's not very scalpy. You know, if I want to scalp like 20, 30 points, I don't know. I'm not sure that's really going to happen here soon. Might have to wait for this to consolidate a little bit more. So let's see if it kind of fakes out in one direction or not. Obviously, the other side of that coin is there's no fake out, and it'll just be the first move, like this drop here. Maybe this is just the real move down to the Sunday Open, and maybe into the gap. So, if so, I'm not going to catch that. You know, I'm not positioned to catch that. I am going long. What's up? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Min? Finally quit your job to trade full-time at home? Wow. Congratulations. Here's Sunday Open. So that's just, there's no reversal. The thing to watch here, though, ES is at the lows. We could get a bounce here off the Sunday Open, or we could just go fill that gap. But see what ES does. I think it's very important to watch both. There's no better target I love more than Sunday Open, says Eddie. Did you catch that, or were you too busy like cooking waffles for the in-laws? Nice heavy close there on ES. We could go fill that gap now. PDL 600 gap fill. What's up, Guillermo? How's it going? Eddie, you caught it good, man. Congrats. That was a hard one. You know, just based off this, like us holding the lows here, it's hard to short unless you're able to get in, you know, even above 700. Like that's kind of sketchy too. VWAP rejection, short that I guess would be good. All right, so I think I'm gonna forego the long trade after that. Maybe a retest of IBL. Retest of this support that's held. And go fill that gap, go to PDL 600. That's a great target. Oscar, you were short NASDAQ but moved your stop loss to break even too early. Hey, story of my life, man. Yeah, that's so tilting when that happens. Nice, Eddie. I'm glad that... I'm sure your entire family's happy that you had a winning trade. Just like when Rachel checks my stream and sees I'm green instead of red, she's like, okay, good. He's not going to be pissy later. The goal is to not let the trading affect the mood the rest of the day, but it can be very challenging. I'm working on it. Jared, you're so close to passing your first prop account, but on the second now, unfortunately. But on a good start. Oh, so you almost passed your first, and then you had to reset or get a new one. Good luck. Although the in-laws don't know I trade. Oh, okay. I guess there's certain people you might not want to tell for whatever reason. Some people don't get it. Ready short. What up, Legs? How's it going? Still trade tops up? No. Can you actually make money with these prop firms? No, some people can. It's not easy. All right. Let's see if I can get the push. Am I tripping, or did you work on a project with Freddie Wong in the way back? I don't know who Freddie Wong is. So, probably not me. Huh. Think we just bounce off this Tesla Sunday Open? I'm about to get stopped out. I'm gonna stopped out. Which sucks because like I don't really want to be out of a short. I just can't handle more drawdown. So that's why I'm still like looking to get in here. I just had to get out because the account doesn't have a whole lot of drawdown after the payout. Might not have enough drawdown to survive this one either. I think it shuts off at $1,000 daily loss. See you tomorrow, Tom. Have a good one. So far, just to test the Sunday Open and bounce. I wanted to see us just consolidate for a minute and then flush. Obviously, is what I was looking for. Yeah, dipped in the gap, then back up. Yeah, exactly. Not what I wanted. I think I'm gonna get stopped out here. Just because it's $1,000 daily loss limit. I think it's gonna just kick me out of the trade. There it is, kick me out. All right, not happening today for me. I might have to call this one early. I don't really want to take any more trades on here. This is almost gone. Nice job passing a 50K, Froggy. I would say hold off on trading the funded until after Christmas. Obviously, do what you want, but don't blow it on bad price action, though. You know, I wouldn't anticipate good price action until after the New Year's. Just my 2 cents there. Hello, is there a 50% discount for new accounts on Lucid? I think so. If you're a first-time customer, use code Gorilla. That should work. I think they still have the 50% active. What prop firm am I trading now? I was trading Lucid still with Lucid. Okay. All right. So far, trades have just not been going my way here. Not getting a clear read on things. I would consider one last trade if the location's really good, or the, it just looks really good. Trade Syncer, it's good. I made a whole video about it if you want to watch on my channel. I haven't been using it lately. Just been focusing on this Lucid account. All right, Legsit, thanks for stopping by. Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year. Tomorrow, I'll do another stream tomorrow. That'll be my last one for the year. Then I'll come back after New Year's. Right, Christmas is on Thursday. 29th is a Monday. I don't think I want to trade the week of New Year's. I think I'm just gonna take it off. So I'll be back. So tomorrow I'll stream, and then I'll be back on the 5th. January 5th will be my next stream after tomorrow. Short IB, nice 10 points. The problem with shorting IB is, I mean, did we move 10 points off there at all? 72. We haven't moved 10 points off IB is the thing. I'll miss you too, Bog. Definitely. Breaks are good though, especially when the market's gonna. If the market's taking a break, we should take a break. Next up, VWAP. Yeah, maybe. I kind of hope we still move lower. Keep this downtrend intact, you know? Bullnox isn't working for you? All grayed out? Bullnox website? Let's see. Like their dashboard or just their main page? Their main page seems to work for me. Looks regular. They have the worst, they have like the ugliest UI ever for a freaking website. Turbo, you think the bottom has been reached here? Maybe. I'm not sold on it yet. Volume's low. You know, I'm not seeing any large orders hidden. Usually, you know, off a move like this, I would see some larger buys come in or larger sells at some point, but I haven't really seen a whole lot, so market's pretty dull. Best to save your equity in these kind of markets, right? I think, to me, this short still looks all right. I don't know if I can afford the necessary stop loss. You know, I'd have to slice down really low. Okay, well, you're short. Take profit 580. Nice, I like it. I just don't trust this. What does the 15-minute look like? I just don't like that buy up there. It was just a nice tag of that Sunday open. Honestly, G2, you're long. I think there's a case to be made for both sides here. So I can't really. If it's like another rejection at this, I kind of want to keep this. I mentioned keep the downtrend alive here. If we can keep this downtrend alive, I think I would maybe try shorting again. But if we break it, move on up to VWAP, it's gonna be a little dicey. All right, can we reject here? You're an Aussie moving to Detroit soon. Bit worried about the cold up there you guys get. Yeah, you should be, man. You should be. It's not very fun. All right, I'll try one more short here. Looking to get an inflatable hot tub to have some bruising. Good on you. I think it's gonna be another stop. Smart Trader Joe, do some paper trading here this week. Yeah, I'm not loving this price action in the least, and it's not a surprise, like, again, this should be a preserve your capital kind of a week for sure. That's why most people are calling it a year already, after last week. I'll take another stop here. That's it for me today. Just a reminder, if you're looking for the next prop firm that you want to trade, go to propfirmgorilla.com. It's my site. You can filter by the platform, by firm policies, drawdown type, funding type, instant evaluation, by the country. Make sure it allows your country. You can look at the Trustpilot rating. That's new, just added that. And then you can compare. You can select multiple, up to 5 at once to compare if you want. Load up the plan for each that you want to compare. Load up the plan. Whatever. Pick the plans, compare them. See the rules. Click the toggle at the top to see the funded rules. And then use the code or click the link to help support the site when you make your purchase. Much appreciated. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Brutal price action, I agree. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for one last stream this year. But have a good one. See you then. Bye.